Okay, Randy Clements, going to be coaching the O-line. Very excited to be here. Very thankful to Coach Brown believing in me and bringing me on board. Just got here last night about 11 o'clock, so hadn't had a chance to answer a whole lot of questions maybe, but I'll do my best. So whatever y'all have for me, just fire away.
So where the ball?
Run the damn ball. I think it's been said over the years where I came from, UNT, we had a whole room full of O-line guys. I mean, Coach Luttrell, who had been here, and he was very instrumental in helping me get here. But, we had a lot of pride in running the football as O-line guys, and offensive coordinator, he actually played for me when I was at the University of Houston. And then I had another guy that was helping me. His name is Jason Smith. He played for me when I was a coach at Baylor, and he played in the NFL, number 2 pick overall and everything. And he wants to get into coaching, so he was helping. And he actually had the hats made up. He's got a printer on standby or whatever, and says, "Hey, I need these hats made up." So next day he comes up with a whole box of hats, and we're walking around the building with "Run the damn ball" on our head. But it became a mantra for us, and so we just adopted that, and it was something that the guys took pride in, and it's something that they gravitated to. Really, it wasn't just in our room too. The tight ends they got involved, and running backs as well. The receivers, they weren't quite as excited about it, but
So what's your
they had another one. Theirs said "score from far," so they had a hat with it.
So what's your philosophy in coaching offensive line? Like what do you prioritize? What are the goals?
Philosophy,
Very general question.
just be fast and physical. Don't tie. It's just any position in football, but you don't want to tie them down with a lot of thoughts. In between the time that they hear what the play is and the time that the ball snaps. So keep their minds clear. Keep them, focused on a technique that they've repped over and over and over again that they're going to use and rely on, and just don't make it complicated, because the fastest way to make a fast guy slow is to make him think. So we don't want to be thinking out there.
Randy, Mac said that you brought up Chip specifically. You were talking with Mac. How excited are you to finally work with him? It seems like you've been
Yeah, me and Chip, we started hanging out together probably in 2016, maybe something like that. And we were close on working together at different times. It just didn't work out, whatever reason. But we always kept up with each other. We always would be at clinics together, or we'd, chop it up and talk ball over a couple of beers or something like that, But it was just always an ongoing thing. We always said, man, I hope we get a chance to work together at some point. And here it is. Here we are. So happy to have the opportunity and can't wait to get started.
Randy, you mentioned Seth. I wanted to ask you about him, working for him, and the fact that he has been here and has an intimate knowledge of this place. Like, how much of a resource do you think he was for you? Obviously, coaching with him, but like in the transition process, like how much of a resource was he for you to bounce stuff off of?
Well, Seth's awesome. He's a fabulous human being, got a great family. He was awesome to work for. Can't say enough good things about him. And, he had nothing but praise for this place. Said it was awesome, said his family loved it here, said it's a place you can come and compete on the highest level, and made the decision pretty easy for me.
What do you remember about the 2015 Baylor?
Oh, you had to bring that up. I still got the game ball for that. That was the year. We had a good team. We had a really good O-line that year, but we lost all our quarterbacks. They got hurt at some point during the season. We had 3 of them, and by the end of the year, we didn't have any. And so going into that bowl game, we went into just Wildcat mode, and we quit calling them quarterbacks. We called them snap catchers. So I think the first touchdown drive in that game, we had 7 different guys take snaps on that drive. But it was a big day for us. We had a lot of rushing yards and won the game there. But I don't think Coach Chiswick, he wasn't too happy about it. But probably won't bring it up much around the office.
I was going to say that game ball, that at home you don't bring it to the office, certainly
Well, if I do, I won't display it out front. It might have to be in a special place somewhere.
What's your philosophy on coaching, recruiting? What do you look for in your scouting offensive line prospects? How do you develop that relationship?
Yeah, the obvious things, you look for the best player. The film usually is what determines that. The measurables and those things. But asking kids really, this day and age especially, first thing I'm going to ask them is, do you love football? Because football is a vehicle for some. It's a way for them to get notoriety or whatever it is, I don't know. And not everybody loves the grind and the work that's involved to excel, especially in the offensive line at football. So you got to love it. You got to love to work every day. You got to love, because it is a grind. I mean, it is a day in, day out commitment. And you're going to have a lot of hard days there, and those guys that really love and, embrace that grind, those are the guys you want in the locker room, so those are the guys that we try to find. And, you got to do your homework on it a little bit and you got to watch something more than a highlight tape. Anybody can put together one of those, but, I think we've done a good job of targeting those guys.
Coach Cap, who coached at Michigan State, he was here. Coach Kulik, he was here under Blair Fedora. He told me that offensive line is the hardest prospect in high school to project success in college because of how much development it takes. I mean, what do you look for when they're like a sophomore, junior that you can try to project to college? They're not all make it.
Yeah, it is. It just depends. I mean, there's guys you can look at and say, oh, well, he's 6'7", and he's 260 pounds and he's got so much potential, but he may not really love it. You know what I'm saying? He may not want to get hit in the face every day. You know what I'm saying? He may not want to get in the weight room and get all the way down to the squat rack every day, and that's what I'm saying. You have to dig a little bit on those guys. You have to watch them work out. You have to watch them, what they do on social media. I mean, are they, all hung up on how many offers they get, or are they really, are they posting O-line videos, and that type thing. That's the guys that you're kind of looking for, So those, we used to call them gym rats, those are the guys really that you try to find. And, you can get enamored with the big, pretty guys that run fast and look good getting off the bus, but, they may not be the best players all the time.
Mac has been pretty clear about needing to be better in the run game in the red zone, which means being more physical in the
Right.
red zone. Where is the fine line for you as a coach between the technique that's needed and having enough physicality, practicing that physicality so you can execute in the red zone?
Yeah, so, when it comes to technique, you don't want to get robotic or mechanical, but it's something that you have to apply and kind of make it your own, where you can rely on it, and you always have a fundamental to always fall back on. We always, in the O-line room, we'll always say, the bigger the situation, the smaller the focus. Like if it's fourth down, and it's the play of the game for the Super Bowl, and you got to block the best guy in front of you that you've seen all year, you have to take a great first step. That's the first thing that you can do as an O-lineman. It's the most fundamental thing. But if I take a bad first step, I'm going to get beat, and that's what we mean by that. So just, being able to focus on that, but not bogging them down, slowing them down, basically.
This may be more of a general type question too, but how much has offensive line, playing offensive line, changed over the past couple of decades in college football in general? Is it much?
For me it has. When I first started out, I didn't know what I know now, and then, there's certain guys where, and, it's different everywhere you go. There's a lot of times, you're in that mode where you have one guy that can beat anybody. And as a result, sometimes you spend less time coaching him because he's going to win, and you got to coach the guys up that really struggle, you know what I'm saying? So, being in a program at this level, where you can get guys across the board that can really play, you can turn it up a little bit, and like I said, there's a fine line between bogging them down and stuff, but we can make them better, and where they'll play faster and play physical and have that fundamental base that they can always rely on, because if you're getting whipped out there, it's a bad feeling. And it's easy to go into a shell or whatever, but if I have belief in something that I've done every day and I just fall back on that, that's usually what gets you back up and running again, So I don't know if that helps
What
at all.
is your philosophy about rotating guys? Do you like to get your 5 and ride them pretty hard, or do you like to maybe rotate 2?
Play the best 5, best 5 at a time. And if, one of your 5 is dog tired and you got a backup that's better than he is fresh, then put him in, But, the job of the O-line guys should be play the best 5, put the best 5 on the field.
So for the next week when they're practicing for the bowl and you're able to watch them, what are you looking for from your room now as you come in here fresh? Matt mentioned fresh start for these guys. What are you looking for?
I just watching them today already. I see we have ability. I mean, we have athleticism, we have size. I'm just really going to use this time to get to know the guys. Probably the main thing. This is one time where I can kind of be the guy in the back of the room and whisper things in the dude's ear and that type thing. Where usually you're standing in the front, so it's a little bit different. It's something that I'm looking forward to taking advantage of. Getting these guys, and kind of put my arm around them and say, hey, if maybe you do this here or something like that, or we'll fix that, or whatever. I don't know, but it'll be fun.
Randy, Matt was saying that you got 2 guys, Austin Richards, left tackle, Corey Gaynor, center, kind of looking at their NFL draft grade, trying to figure out what they're doing there. If they were to ask you, I'm not saying they will, but if they were to ask you what they'll be getting into if they come back to play for you, what would your recruiting pitch to those guys be about how you're going to try to have those guys playing next season?
The first thing I would say is, well, we're going to continue your development and develop in the areas maybe that you hadn't before. And then, the goal is whatever the NFL's opinion of you is now, we'll double it next year. I mean, that would be the goal for that.
And I wanted to ask really quick, just kind of touching back on your relationship with Chip. Do you remember when the moment was that you found out that you guys would both be working together here at UNC and what your reaction to that was?
I remember when that was. Not really. Coach Brown, he's pretty good at keeping, things tightly to the vest there. So I knew maybe he was talking to Chip, but I didn't know, for sure that he had been offered the job, until I think Mac had told me the night before it got released. And, that's when I knew. And, like I said, we've been wanting to do this for several years now. So both of us really, really excited about it.
When you signed on, did you know that Chip was going to be the offensive coordinator?
I did not. I mean, I know it's kind of a little bit different, but y'all looking at me like you don't believe me, but I really didn't. I knew, and he had mentioned Chip was one of the guys he had mentioned he had been talking to, and then, a couple of other guys, but and I knew them too, and some of them I had worked with before. So, Coach Brown, he reached out to me, and, we had competed against each other, whenever I was at Baylor and he was at Texas. So we had maybe a little bit of a history there, and I appreciated his faith in me, and, that's really what sold it for me.